Today, we're going to talk about a brand that's probably in your home right now, a true global giant that completely changed how we furnish our lives. This is the amazing rags to riches story of IKEA.
And just so you know, the story we're diving into today is adapted from Mohammed AbdEllah's work, Case Studies for Young Learners.
All right, so let's start with a bit of a riddle. What on earth do matchboxes, a few pens, and a wobbly long-legged table have in common? I mean, they sound totally random, don't they? Well, as it turns out, these are the three key ingredients that helped build a global furniture empire.
Our story doesn't begin in some sleek, modern boardroom. Nope. It starts in the Swedish countryside with a young boy who just had a knack for spotting an opportunity. This is where it all began.
Okay, I want you to picture this. It's Sweden, right after World War II. Times are incredibly tough. And right in the middle of all that, a little 6-year-old boy named Ingvar Kamprad decides, I'm going to start a business to help my family. 6 years old. It's just incredible when you think about it.
You can really see his ambition growing here, step by step. It all starts small, you know? At age 6, he's selling matches to his neighbors. But he doesn't stop there. Pretty soon he adds wallets and pens to his little inventory. And then, by the time he's 17, with some gift money from his dad, he goes all in. He starts his own company.
And here's a really crucial detail. He wasn't just selling stuff, he was learning the core of how business works. His aunt helped him buy his first batch of matches in bulk, and bam, that's when the light bulb went off. He figured out one of the most important rules in retail. Buying in bulk lets you sell for a good profit. That lesson stuck with him for his entire life.
So he's 17, he has a company. Now what? Well, it needs a name. And this wasn't just some random name he'd picked. Nope, this name has a story. A really personal one, baked right into it.
Let's break it down, because this is pretty cool. IKEA is actually an acronym. Every single letter means something. The I is for Ingvar, his first name. K is for Kamprad, his last name. E is for Elmtreed, which was the name of the farm he grew up on. And the A is for Agunarid, his home village. The company's name is literally his life story in 4 letters.
Now here's something that might surprise you. You'd think IKEA started with furniture, right? Well, not quite. In the beginning, it was actually a mail-order business selling all sorts of things: pens, wallets, picture frames, even jewelry. Furniture was just another item in the catalog.
But then came the moment, the one idea that changed absolutely everything. It was this accidental discovery that would go on to define IKEA and, honestly, revolutionize the entire furniture industry. And it all started with a really simple, practical problem. I mean, think about it. How in the world do you cram a big, clunky table with long legs into the back of a car? It's a logistical nightmare. So the story goes, one of Ingvar's team members was having a terrible time trying to do just that, load a table. And as they watched him struggle, this brilliant idea just popped up. What if you just take the legs off? It was that simple. That moment of frustration led to a massive breakthrough. The flat pack furniture idea was born.
And you see, this wasn't just about making things easier to transport. That one single idea unlocked the company's entire business model. A really powerful philosophy built on making things affordable for everyone.
This gets right to the heart of Ingvar's philosophy. He realized that flat pack furniture wasn't just easier to ship, it was way, way cheaper to store and transport. And that meant he could sell it for less. He made a huge bet. If he sold his products for a lower price, he'd sell a ton of them. And that huge volume would lead to big profits, turning the traditional furniture market completely on its head. And boy, did that bet pay off. This chart shows you exactly how it works. You start with a low price. That low price fuels massive sales volume, and all those sales add up to huge profits. It was a simple but totally radical idea that made IKEA a household name across the globe.
The success of this model was just staggering, and it tells you a lot about the founder himself, a man who was, well, a fascinating bundle of contradictions.
To give you a sense of scale, that little mail-order business that a teenager started, it's now a global behemoth. There are over 450 IKEA stores all over the world. It is the biggest furniture company on the planet.
So what about the man behind it all? Ingvar Kamprad became one of the wealthiest people on Earth, and yet he was famous, almost infamous, for being incredibly careful with his money. But here's the paradox. That same guy who was so personally frugal also donated billions of dollars to charity. He used the massive success of his company to try and make other people's lives better.
Which kind of leaves us with this final thought. It all started with a boy selling matches, which led to a headache over how to ship a table. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? How can one simple idea born from such a practical, everyday problem go on to completely change the way the entire world furnishes a home?